One of the other extremely Trump-deranged Democrat senators, Chris Murphy, chimed in on this illegal market manipulation. But before I show you that clip, let me show you the degree, the level of complete insanity that Chris Murphy has reached in his Trump derangement syndrome. He posted, "Good morning. Today is the 80th day that the US president is running a backdoor bribery scheme in which any CEO or foreign oligarch can send him money secretly through his crypto coin scam in exchange for favors. It's the biggest scandal in the history of the presidency." Now, that is such a massive and serious allegation that you should have substantial proof, even a shred of evidence, before you publicly state and accuse someone of something like that. But he doesn't, and he doesn't care to. He has just created an imaginary scenario and world in his head where he is a superhero fighting a villain wanting to take down the world. Like, if you truly believed this enough to share it with the world, you would think there's some evidence or details that you have access to that would make you believe this. And you would think that it's pertinent to share these things if you're talking about the President of the United States, because you're suggesting treason. Instead, you've made yourself look like a schizophrenic person who's hearing the walls talking to them. You've created this whole elaborate scheme, like you have a cork board at home and you're connecting the dots from here to there, and you've come to this profound conclusion, but it's all made up. So anyway, with that preface of just how insane this particular senator is, here's what he had to say about the massive stock market gain yesterday.
So I have questions about the tariff announcements today. Who benefited and who made money? And this should matter to you too, because this could be an enormous scam. What we know is that about 9:30 today, Trump posts on social media that people should buy. It's a good time to buy. And then 3 hours later, guess what? He announces that there's going to be a 90-day suspension of many of the tariffs. Predictably, the market, which had been crashing, shoots up, and anyone who made investments early today likely made a lot of money. And so the question is, who close to Trump knew that he was going to suspend the tariffs? Which of his Mar-a-Lago friends or his billionaire advisors were able to capitalize on that inside information? Why did Trump send out that post to his supporters earlier in the day?
So 3 hours before Trump sent out the Truth Social post that rocked the entire globe, he posted, "Now is a good time to buy." And Chris Murphy is accusing him of insider trading. How is this guy a senator? Insider trading, by definition, is trading off of information that is not publicly available. Donald Trump quite literally made this a public post saying now is a good time to buy. How would this even come close to insider trading? Just because someone doesn't see a public post doesn't make it private information. Like, I could see if they had a gripe about it if it happened like 90 seconds before the post. That still wouldn't be insider trading. But Donald Trump told people to buy 3 hours before. And he continues to prove himself to be an inept and incompetent senator who's never done anything tangible in the real world. Because he says, oh, Donald Trump's tariff policy keeps changing. Yeah, because things change daily. The factors can shift from hour to hour. No one thought 70% tariffs on everybody was going to last forever. The game was, how many countries can you get to the table in the short amount of time that the American markets will allow this turmoil to go on? No one thought this was going to be a 3-month ordeal. Yes, again, Trump is engaging in the highest level negotiations in the world. If he comes out and says, we'll keep these tariffs on for 5 days, then every single country would just weather the storm for 5 days and nothing would get accomplished. The point is creating as much uncomfortability as possible to where people don't know how long this is going to go on. Is it going to be 3 months? Is it going to be a couple weeks? Who knows? So we should call the United States and say, hey, we're ready to renegotiate. We're ready to be exempt from these tariffs. Let's make a deal. And after a few days, 75 countries agreed to do just that. And that was probably a sufficient number for Donald Trump, where he didn't have to push the markets even further to maybe get another 25 countries to come to the table. It's so annoying when people who don't know what they're talking about are so self-assured. It's even more annoying when these people are elected officials